yes, people, and welcome back to episode 6 of the Larger Than Life podcast. I'm Sarav.
I'm Rory.
And we're back again. It's episode 6. We are consistent. We are taking this seriously. We will be the fastest growing podcast in the UK one day.
Bold claim. I love it.
Listen,
love it.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And for those of you watching, you are just witnessing the beginning of greatness. So, congratulations to you as well. Congratulations to you. You guys are killing it as well for clocking on about how sick we're going to be one day. But yeah, so if you're new here, then welcome. Welcome to about an hour of our ramblings about what's going on at the moment. You're going to be in for a good treat with our debate of the week.
We've got debate of the week. We've got a few news stories, top news of the week.
Yeah.
We're going to talk a little bit about Ant-Man and the Marvel universe a bit later as well.
Oh, it's exciting stuff.
And yeah, we've got some good topics to talk about today.
Yeah, we're excited. But if you are returning, then welcome back. Thank you so much for supporting us and continuing to support us as well, and continuing to support us strong. We really, really do appreciate it. But without further ado,
Let's get into it. Also, before we start though, there's a bit of an elephant in the room.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
You might notice something different about our background.
I didn't even address it.
We're on a sofa now. We've upgraded. We're not on those awful, uncomfortable chairs anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is we're going to be upgrading soon, but we might be 1 or 2 episodes in this new studio.
We're in between studios.
I'm liking it though. I'm loving this sofa. It's great.
It's a great setup.
Yeah.
We wish we could keep this as our permanent place or semi-permanent, but unfortunately we can't. But yeah, stay tuned. We're going to be changing locations once again very soon. You might see us here one more time. You might not, but the next place you see us, I think that will be semi-permanent for a while.
Studio 3.0.
Yeah,
we'll call it.
So stay tuned. But yes.
But right, let's get into our beer of the week.
Yeah.
Right.
So, as those of you who are returning know, we like to do a beer of the week. For the new ones, a segment we do where we try a new beer every single week and we review it. So you know whether to go buy it when you see its weird looking can on the shelf or not. So with that in mind, what have we got this week, Rory?
Today, we've got a Camden Unfussy. Oh, damn. So this is an unfiltered lager. I'm not going to lie, I still don't quite know what that means. So let me read the description quickly. Unfiltered and unfussed, as if it's poured fresh from the tank at the brewery.
Wow.
Just like traditional German KYLIEs, I might butcher that pronunciation, this lager is unfiltered. Brewed with torrefied wheat, Hollister hops, and dry hopped with Spalt Select. It's left hazy, hoppy, full-bodied, and fuss-free.
Wow.
So a bit of background about the Camden Town Brewery. During the mid-90s, Jasper Cuppage missed his flight back home from Australia, and consequently he remained in England collecting glasses in a London pub. 10 years later, he purchased a dilapidated pub in Hampstead Pub and reopened it in 2006 as the Horseshoe, serving food, wine and beer. And then he went on to start brewing his own lager, which then obviously turned into the Camden Town Brewery. Although a bit of a hole in this story, that's a Hampstead Pub, not a Camden Pub.
Ooh.
But, might want to rebrand.
Yeah, but the Hampstead Brewery doesn't quite have the same.
It doesn't have it's not as punchy as it.
Hey, Camden Town Brewery. That's sick. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So
if he hadn't have missed that flight, we wouldn't be drinking this beer.
That's crazy.
That's mad.
That's crazy. Wait, so where was he from, sorry?
So I think he's Australian. And he was in England, and then he missed his flight, and then he thought, fuck it, I guess I'll just start a brewery.
That's fucking cool.
And then, so December 2015, it was announced that Camden Town Brewery was being bought by the world's largest brewer, Anheuser-Busch InBev. Again, butchered the pronunciation.
That sounded right.
So yeah, let's crack this open.
Crack it open. So for your audio drinkers, before we crack it open, it's a blue can. Really, really nice colour, actually.
It is nice, yeah.
Colour.
A baby blue, I'd say.
Yeah. Really, really simple branding, as with all of Camden Town breweries. Really, really effective, nice, cool. Literally. Let's go.
All right, let's open it.
Yeah.
Remember, open it near the microphone for the audio listeners.
Oh, shit. Ooh.
This is some ASMR shit. All right. Cheers, mate. Episode 6.
Cheers, episode 6.
Still here.
Okay, I have some thoughts.
Okay, what are your straight out of the gate? What are your real thoughts?
This is gonna sound weird, yeah, but if it tastes like it's heavier, it tastes a bit wheatier.
Almost as if it's been unfiltered.
However,
yeah,
I might prefer it to Camden House.
no, no. Let me give another sip at this, but I don't know if I love it. I don't know. I'm not a massive fan, you know.
Okay.
I guess I'm fussy, you know.
Yeah. I don't know.
What do you rate it? For me, that's like, if I bought a pint of that, I'd give that like a 5.
A 5?
5, yeah. My lowest rating yet on the show.
Wow, a 5. No, sorry.
No, what?
I'm sorry. At the back of the can, there's a little scale saying unfussy, unfiltered lager from fussy to unfussy. And it's not even at the unfussiest.
Oh my god.
Nah.
What do you reckon is the fussiest? Just raw hops.
Nah, it's got to be like one of those like premium. Those premium.
8%, like yeah. Nasty ones.
Yeah. But okay, I'll give it a 6.
6. All right, we're giving it a 5.5 for beer of the week.
I think saying it's stronger than a Camden House is a strong statement. I like
Camden
House Ale a lot. But I don't know what relevance that had. But nah, it's all right, man. Yeah, I'll tell it 6. You're going for a 5.
5.5.
5.5. Okay,
Nice.
5.5. Nice. I think that's the first time we disagreed.
I think so. Yeah, usually we're pretty in line.
Yeah, but no, I think it's pretty decent. 5.5. Try it. It's not amazing.
Give it a go. You know what? If you're listening, go to the shops, buy one, drink with us.
Yeah. Go enjoy it. Just pause the podcast right now. Right, pause the podcast right now. Go get yourself the Camden Unfiltered, Unfussy. Yeah, don't be fussy. Yeah.
And, give us your rating in the comments.
Yeah, let us know.
Right, Sarav.
Cheers.
Our next segment.
Yeah.
As per.
It's
top news of the week.
Woo!
We've got some news today.
Oh my goodness.
Or this week, I should say.
Bro, I feel like this world that we live in,
it's mad.
There's never a dull moment, is there?
It's mad.
We're always going to bring you something new to talk about. So, Rory, hit me with it.
Right. So, a story came out recently about a bunch of scientists, and they did a study recently about, they got a group of meat eaters, and they made them walk through an artificial shop, and they basically had smoking style packaging on the packets of meat. So, for example, you'd see like the baby, if you're buying a joint of lamb, you'd see the baby lamb like, being shipped out to like a slaughterhouse. Oh, and they use really horrific images, and shock horror, it works, right? And scientists are basically, if we're going to try and fight this climate crisis, they're basically urging that meat then takes on a tobacco-style warning stickers on their packaging. Quick question for you. You eat meat. You eat chickens. You eat cows. Would it work?
Yeah, it would definitely put me off.
100%.
So, I'll tell you a quick story. At school, there was... at school, we used to have, like, when we got to, I think it was 6th form, we used to have these types of classes where kind of twice a week we would do, like, non-educational subjects.
Okay.
I say non-educational, I mean, like, not like maths and, like, your normal A-levels, but you do, like, extra stuff. So there was all sorts. There was one which was to do with, I think it was maybe, like, veganism or animal rights or something like that. And basically... I remember hearing from one of the students in the year above that it's really good, but the teacher basically shows you a video of a fox getting skinned. Like alive. That's hot.
They showed that to children.
Now I'm thinking about it.
That's fucked.
That's actually, I don't know if that's legal.
That's definitely not legal.
I'm sure that's what people said.
Oh my god, that's awful.
And apparently it put people off for ages of like eating meat and stuff. Which is exactly why
it was a fox. Sorry,
is that fox? Yeah,
okay.
Seeing like animals and like
Jesus.
Yeah, because it was supposed to say something about how like animals like treated badly and stuff, which I absolutely believe they are.
100%. Phone's on loud. Put it on silent.
But yeah, man. So I didn't join because I knew that would put me off from eating meat, and I watched a clip recently from a podcast, and I forget which one, that's saying like, it's actually not even proven scientifically that veganism is a healthier lifestyle.
Well, there's actually been a lot of studies linking veganism with really bad mental health problems.
Yeah, I've seen this.
Because apparently they're not getting all the nutrition they need, and yeah, there's like a massive correlation between. Because like vegans say, oh no, you can get your proteins from other sources. It is just not enough.
No,
like bean. People say, oh no, I have chickpeas. Like chickpeas compared to a breast of chicken, it's fucking nothing.
Minimal.
It's such. There's not enough protein. So yeah, a lot of mental health issues with vegans, which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I saw like Jordan Peterson's on like a meat only.
He's on the carnivore diet. So this is mad. So they don't eat any vegetables, any carbohydrates, and they just eat meat. Yeah, he just eats chicken, steak. That'd be fucked.
Yeah, but then he says it's like he's on.
But yeah, so he's had a lot of
health problems,
a lot of ailments, a lot of health problems, and
you know, like when you look at him, yeah, he's exactly the kind of person who would describe his like
as an ailment. I mean, I fully see that.
He literally looks like he's got ailments.
He doesn't look healthy, does he? He doesn't. He just looks a little bit malnourished.
Yeah.
I guess it's because he's not had a potato in so many years. But yeah, apparently that's cured him of all his ailments. So yeah, I thought, yeah, interesting.
Yeah. But sorry, going back to a question, would that put me off? Yeah, absolutely, it would put me off, and that's exactly why I don't want to see it.
Yeah, if I'm honest with you, I love meat. Right? Please don't do this packaging thing.
Yeah,
because I won't buy as much chicken as I do now.
I think it's like really interesting how like I don't necessarily think for like smokers
that doesn't fucking work.
Yeah,
I used to smoke, and like I'm sorry, but if I want a packet of cigarettes, I'm not going to go to the shop and pick up the packet of cigarettes and be like, oh, smoking kills. Oh, best not. You know, it's just not going to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
And then also, I always found like with like tobacco and smoking, the stickers on them were just so ridiculous. It's always like a picture of like, you know, a mum with her newborn baby and she's having a cigarette and just blowing smoke into their face, or it's like someone's lost their leg from smoking. It's just the most extreme, ridiculous scenario to the point where you're like, well, that's not going to deter me.
There's some funny one that I saw. It must have been a meme or something, and it was like just a guy who was sat like in his underpants or something, and he had his head in his hands, and it was just like smoking causes infertility.
That is brilliant. Was it just like this?
Literally just like.
Oh my god!
Yeah, and it's like
they were actually quite like funny.
Yeah,
to be honest.
No, for sure. So I don't think but it's interesting because I don't think that would necessarily put smokers off. But you know, you used to have those graphic images of how like of lungs or the back of your throat being black or something, and like all tarred up. But I don't think like people really care like about themselves. Like I think people who smoke know it's bad for them. Do you know what I mean? Like, they know what they're getting themselves into. However, I think seeing an animal being like slaughtered or something, that's different.
There's more of an emotional attachment to like a cute animal or like something that's living. But like when you see like, oh, my lungs will go black if I smoke these cigarettes for the next 10 years. There's not as much emotional attachment to your own lungs than there is a little baby lamb. Do you know what I mean? Like lambs I feel bad about. When I eat lamb, I love it, but I do feel bad.
A lamb? They are so fucking cute.
They're so cute.
They're so fucking cute.
Yeah.
And like, yeah.
Yeah, I guess we eat them.
Yeah.
Lamboona. Love it.
Why lamb and not like just like, I know mutton is a thing, but why
mutton's underrated.
Yeah.
Mutton doesn't get enough love.
Yeah, trust. Stop serving lamb. Start serving mutton instead.
Yeah.
Get those old sheep. The ones who've seen a few things.
What's that one? Oh, the wise sheep.
I want to take that wisdom, bro.
Well, our next news story, Sam. So, ancient Rome.
That sounds old.
Let me finish. Ancient Rome. It's known for a lot of things. The Colosseum. Its military tactics. Its empire. And apparently, dildos.
What?
So, this was found. So, a 2,000-year-old wooden dildo, which has been carved in the shape of a penis, has been found near Hadrian's Wall in the UK. And yeah, it's basically just that is it. It's a wooden phallus, and everyone's basically it's broken headlines everywhere that basically this is the oldest dildo in the world right now.
How do they know it's that old?
The archaeologists, they can just tell. But what I'm confused about though is like, okay, it's a carved bit of wood shaped like a penis,
Yeah.
right? And it's by Hadrian's wall. But what's to say that, you know, a Roman soldier was a bit bored and just found a piece of wood, and for a bit of a laugh, he, you know, just carved a dick, and, you know, they probably had a bit of fun with it and a bit of a laugh.
What do you mean they had a bit of fun?
But why are we
with
assuming it's a dildo? They might have just been someone was just a bit bored one day and like carved a.
Yeah. How have they like? Could they tell from like carbon dating that it'd been like?
I mean, all things considered, I've seen an image of this, but it looks like a dildo.
But like so many things are dick shaped. I swear.
No. Like, Sam, this is a dick.
What, like, did it have the bell end?
It's got like the bell end, the ball, like it's got everything.
The balls.
I think it's got the balls. It's yeah.
Balls.
We'll put an image up here. You'll have to edit that in later.
Please remind me. Okay, fine. Fairs, I guess.
So yeah, ancient Roman dildos. We love it,
bro. Those ancient folk were kind of crazy, man.
They were loose. Roman orgies.
Yeah.
All the time, apparently.
Symposiums. All these famous.
Yeah. What's a symposium? What's that?
The famous old philosophers all used to just like.
Of course, you bring out the philosophy
Yeah,
again.
of course, man.
Mr. Philosophy over there.
Of course. So for a symposium is basically like a collection of people who come around for like a dinner party or something, and it's where you all discuss ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a thing back in the whatever ancient Greek philosopher time. And so there's a book by Plato called The Symposium, which is another thing altogether. But at these things, they used to just like fuck each other, man.
Yeah, big shaggers. Big Romans were big shaggers.
They used to fuck. One thing I just think is actually so interesting. Sorry, is like, you know how like, you know how homosexuality and like being gay and stuff was such like a taboo in, I don't know, has been a taboo for like ages. And obviously now it's not so much anymore at all. But you know, but that's what I'm saying. Back then, it was like,
mate, everyone fucks everyone.
It was literally a free for fuck.
Oh, I've not heard that one before. But you're right, it was everyone fucks everyone.
Everyone fucks everyone. It was a fuck for all, free for all, free for fuck.
Which just shows how much more advanced the Romans were compared to like the shit we had in the Middle Ages.
Oh,
do you know what I mean?
I mean, like, I believe in like the ancient civilizations and shit being super intelligent and all of that. So yeah, man, but fair. So basically, the ancient Romans. I'm not surprised they were using dildos. To be fair with you, man.
Neither am I. They're notoriously horny people, and you know, fair play to them.
If anything, I'm a little disappointed that it was made out of wood. I thought they were smarter than that.
Got to watch out the splinters.
Oh,
God, that's actually awful.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess, you know, when a Roman needs to go, they need to go. You know? Right, Sarav, do you like olive oil?
What do you mean?
Do you like olive oil?
Yeah,
with the bread and the salt?
Oh yeah.
Well, you're in luck. Do you like coffee?
Oh,
well, you're in luck, my friend.
Oh yeah.
Because Starbucks has officially launched their first ever olive oil infused coffee in Italy.
I'm alright, thanks.
Mate, this thing.
What will go on?
So the chief executive Howard Schultz says olive oil's unexpected, velvety, buttery flavour enhances the coffee and lingers. And lingers beautifully on the palate. If I'm honest with you, I like olive oil. Keep that shit up my coffee. Do you know what I mean? Like, milk's okay, you know?
Okay, so
I would try it once to get an opinion on it, but I'm fine. If I go my whole life without having olive oil in coffee, then, you know, I can die a happy man.
So I'm going to Italy in July.
Bro, you've got to do it.
I'll try it.
We'll get your review. It's coming to the UK as well, by the way. It's not just Italy.
Well, so you know how they were saying that the like buttery,
velvety taste
enhances it. Yeah, so you know I've had my weird food habits before.
God, yeah.
So like, one weird thing that I used to do when I was younger is I used to put like, you know, like clover, the marmalade, the butter.
Yeah.
So one weird thing I used to do when I was younger is I used to put like a teaspoon of butter in my tea.
That's fucked. You're a sick man. Do you still do that now?
No, of course not.
Oh, mate, I have a thing about butter. Like, unless it's lightly spread on toast, I hate the smell of butter. I hate the look of it. No, I hate the feeling of it. Butter. If someone, I don't know what it is. But if I see someone eating butter, like just pure butter, that makes me feel sick.
You're a weirdo, man.
No, you're the weird. You're putting butter in your tea, man.
What do you mean you don't lightly bruh, butter?
No, there's something about it, and for a lot of years actually, I didn't have butter on toast. I literally just went straight jam or honey.
What the fuck?
Yeah. I mean, I've slowly started getting more into it, but like, there's something about just eating pure. It has to be on bread. It has to be on bread. And tea. Yeah, no, you're sick. You're fucked in the head, mate.
It's so nice. I used to make it like extra creamy, like.
Oh, do you reckon it would go nice in this bit?
I would.
Do you know what? I should have said that.
No, I would try it. But yeah, man, butter and tea, raise it, and like okay, so you know when you go to restaurants and you get those little like butter packages, like the little.
Oh yeah.
I'll eat one.
Really? Just
like straight butter.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Guys, let us know if you also have a weird butter fetish like Sarav does.
Oh, raw dog butter.
All right, Sarav, my last little bit of news. So we've been talking a lot about ChatGPT, AI, how we're all fucked, right? So are you aware of the game Go? It's basically it's like chess. It's a abstract strategy game of 2 players. And back in 2017, AI beat the Grandmaster at Go. And it made all these headlines, and that was like, oh shit, AI is serious now. So
wait, sorry.
Yeah, carry.
Bit of a background, like what's Go? Is it basically chess?
It's basically advanced chess.
Okay.
Yeah. So the AI beat the Grandmaster at Go. However, there's been a turn of events.
Oh, right? Doggy.
So for the first time since 2017, an amateur Go player, who isn't a grandmaster, he's an amateur, has managed to beat AI 14 times out of 15.
Wow.
So, man has fought back. And we're winning. So
this guy must fuck.
So this guy, the funny thing is that this guy's not even good at Go. He's shit. He basically just like watched loads of AI playing, and he basically found a loophole in the AI software, and was basically able to exploit it and pretty much beat the AI every single time. Yeah. Which is really exciting.
Yeah, for sure.
This is great.
Well, it's the thing, I think I heard it on another podcast. Might have been Shits and Gigs. But, so one of the hosts, James, he was talking about how when you play, like, against the computer instead of against other people, it's just, like, not as good. Like, the computer does, like, weird shit that, like, people just wouldn't do.
Well, because they're thinking, like...
Well, because the computer's able to think. It's so weird. You can make the computer think, like, more moves ahead, like on chess.com.
Really?
Yeah, so you can select, like, 2 moves ahead, 3 moves ahead.
So you basically turn up how strategic they're thinking, almost.
Yeah, but it's almost, like, unrealistic, because obviously playing against a computer... Because also, I think the thing that, like, computers have that the computers don't have that humans do is that humans are reactive on emotion as well, and I think that does definitely play a part.
It plays a massive factor,
in a multitude of, like, you know, games, sports, whatever. So yeah, I don't know. Interesting that you say that, but I'm not surprised that someone could not outthink it, but work out a way around it, the AI.
Because when I first read this story, I thought that's really funny. It's like someone's so shit at Go.
That's what I thought.
That like the AI can't even predict their move. Yeah. It's a bit like when I play poker. I remember I used to play poker at uni, and I'm really shit at poker. And I would like just do really irrational moves, and like people wouldn't be able to know because they're like, if you've done that, like. You almost play so shitly that you're beyond reason, and people can't like call your bluff and stuff. It's quite funny, but I thought that'd be fairly similar.
Yeah, there was this one guy at school I remember who used to we used to play poker at like lunch and stuff, and it was fucked, man. They used to operate on like IOUs, and you'd bet like 10p, 20p, like shit like that, and people take it seriously. You get raised like 50 quid, 100 quid, like. I was just thinking, hell fucking no, I'm out. Like, you know, as soon as someone raised like a note, Fiver?
I'm out.
I'm out.
I'm done. Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
chat to me.
Keep my 50p.
Yeah. Don't chat to me if you're trying to hit me with a piece of paper because I'm not about that.
I would love to be good at poker.
But like, bro, this guy, you couldn't. He would just like, you'd all go at like play, and then he'd just be like £20. The stakes would be like £1. Yeah, he'd be like £20. Be like, but I've got good cards. But then it's like, but I don't want to lose. And so like he was just so like couldn't predict his movements.
Really?
And boom, man.
He gets in their head.
He got so much money at school.
Shit.
I can't even. I stopped playing with him.
Is he? How is he now? Is he a professional poker
I
player?
have no fucking idea. I see him on Instagram and he hits up Arsenal games and that's all I know. So
Nice.
yeah, fast to him. He's obviously back on the right horse. But yeah,
Love it.
yeah.
Nice. Well, that's the last bit of news.
Okay, cool. I've got one for you actually.
Oh,
I've got one for
hit
you.
me back with some news.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm gonna raise you. I'm gonna raise you, bro. Do you know who the most followed woman on Instagram is?
Kylie Jenner. Is it? I think it's Kylie Jenner. Oh, yeah, Kylie Jenner.
Not today. Kylie Jenner has been overtaken on followers on Instagram by none other than the sexy. Sorry, that's actually. Let me calibrate. The beautiful Selena Gomez. Yeah. So
Really?
let me just whip up.
I wouldn't expect that.
Yeah.
I feel like there's people who are more famous and more. Do you know what I mean? Have more talent who should be there.
Yeah. I mean, like
that's
Kylie
a surprise.
Jenner. Don't know about that one, but mate, Selena Gomez, she has taken over and dethroned Kylie Jenner on Instagram. So I think like Kylie Jenner was obviously reigning for a while, and I forget how many she had.
How many followers do they have?
So Kylie Jenner, I'm gonna have to get because you know it updates like every day. I'm gonna have to get a live leaderboard. But they're on so many. It's not on like they're like 14.1 million, where you can see it goes up by 100,000. They're on like 300 and something million. So Selena Gomez.
God.
Sorry, let me start with Kylie Jenner. Kylie Jenner, her current Instagram following as of today when we are recording is 380 million followers on Instagram.
Fuck, that is ridiculous.
And Selena Gomez, 383 million.
Oh damn.
Yeah. So
That's
3 million
ridiculous.
more. And yeah.
That's
crazy.
like more than the population of like some continents.
I can't lie.
It's
after Selena Gomez dropped her latest Instagram, bro. She's looking, goddamn, I rate that loyal man. No, but goddamn. So yeah, kind of mad. Yeah, man. Selena Gomez deserves it over Kylie, in my opinion.
I feel like Selena Gomez has a lot more talent. She can act. She sings. She sings. She's Disney. She fucking sings, right? And she seems nice as well. Whereas I feel like Kylie Jenner's a bit like, what's she famous for? Like, what? I mean, what's she famous for? No one really knows about the Kardashians. Of
course we know. The Kardashians became famous.
Oh, Kim.
The Kardashians became famous because Robert Kardashian was O.J. Simpson's lawyer. Yeah. And then Kim K. So that would put the whole family in the spotlight. And Kim K was dating Ray J. Yeah. And then Kris Jenner didn't, but definitely did. Yeah. Leak the sex tape.
That is fucking tactical from her.
Yeah.
Oh, she 100% did.
Oh, of course 100%. She did.
And Kanye's come out as well on like record, be like, he definitely did. Like, she's the mastermind.
You can't really listen to anything Kanye says.
She is the mastermind of all their success. I think.
Oh, 100%.
I think she's orchestrated the whole thing, putting him in the right places. Like that's why they're this massive empire now.
And I think like it is really interesting because it's like obviously at the time that must have been like horrific for Kim K, but it's like now when you look back, it's like would you rather that didn't happen?
Would you rather? So you're saying like if you had a sex tape?
I'm talking Kim K in retrospect. Now. Like would look back and like obviously just be grateful for everything that's happened in her life, surely, because that whole thing, if that didn't happen, if that leak didn't happen, that awful thing didn't happen, it wouldn't propel them to success. I reckon they would still probably be like Instagram influencers to some degree. Because do
you reckon they might still be doing a like TV show and that's about
no way?
They wouldn't even have the TV show.
Of course
if it
not,
wasn't for the sex tape. Really?
Of course not.
I think she probably thinks that I would have got all this success if it wasn't for the sex tape.
Nah.
I think she probably, like...
Why?
She would have just... I mean, she was already a bit of a socialite, right? She was already hanging around, like, obviously people like Ray J and Paris Hilton. I reckon she would have been...
But what propelled the Kardashian name into success?
Her sucking dick.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And everyone knows the video. That 240p, you know.
Yeah. We've all seen it.
Fuzzy Flurry, you know, Ray J doing his weird dance.
What? Yeah. Was he a singer? Is that what he's famous? I've never really understood what Ray J... Like, is he a singer or is he just a bloke who shagged Kim Kardashian?
No. He's
a singer, isn't he?
Yeah. I think he had more fame at the time.
Right,
Ray J. Let me just quickly.
I think he's an R&B singer, I want to say.
Yeah. I feel like, do we know any songs by him? So I just saw a picture of him, but maybe not. He did a song called One Wish, Sexy Can I, Wait a Minute, I Hit It.
So he's definitely an R&B singer then.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. I mean,
he actually did a song called I Hit It First.
That's definitely about her.
Oh yeah,
I don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
It's definitely about her. Oh no way! He's the first cousin of Snoop Dogg.
No way!
Yeah.
What? Mate, that's mad.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll do the Nursery Rhyme album as well.
No, just on that, really quickly. Did you see, what is it? Snoop Dogg reckons that Drake fucked Kim K.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Do you think he did?
What is it? Wasn't there a bar about how he like?
Well, the Kiki song.
Kiki.
Do you love me? Yeah, that one. Like that. There's theories that is about Kim K shagging Drake, and also that was in 2018 when the Kanye and Drake beef was like at its peak. Interesting to know. I think it's probably just Drake trying to get inside Kanye's head.
Yeah, it's a bit like Drake's claiming that he like killed X.
Yeah, have you seen it? That's mad. That.
Yeah.
His lyrics are so on the nose about that.
Yeah.
He may as well sign a confession.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you reckon he did?
No, I think it's bullshit.
Do you think it's bullshit?
There is way too much at stake for Drake for him to be involved in when he can rap about mob ties and stuff like that. He has way too much at stake to be getting involved in all of that.
Do you reckon?
I mean, look at who is it? Young Thug. You know, he's facing charges and facing time in prison. Like, that's what happens if you're that famous and you get involved in all this stuff. It eventually comes back to bite you in the arse. I don't think Drake would ever get involved in stuff like that.
Yeah, but there's a difference between Drake and Young Thug. Like, Drake is a global superstar.
Yeah, exactly. He's got more to lose, so that's why he probably doesn't get involved in all that. And it's all just chat. It's all just image. It's all just.
No, but he's got like that Jeffrey Epstein money.
I reckon.
Yeah. If anyone could cover this shit up.
So you think he's just got a mad, like, he just pays people off?
I don't think if anyone could cover it up, it would be someone like him. And then I don't know why he'd spit about that though. But then,
but you know, it's not just the lyric. You know, it's not just the lyrics of the song. You know, X said, "If I die, it's Drake's fault." He literally said that, and then he died. Like, it might have been within the month, but yeah, absolutely mad.
I don't know. Like, this is some of the shit that we'll never find out about.
We'll never know.
Oh, bro, I've got another news of the week that we need to talk about, and this might be outdated by the time this episode comes out. Bro, that girl who claims that she might be Madeline McCann.
I didn't hear about this.
What?
No,
you didn't hear about this. This is. I
mean, there's been loads of people.
No.
Really?
This is like new. I think it's a girl called Julia.
Shit.
Bro.
Wait, how does she know she's Madeline McCann?
There's this girl from Poland who claims to be Madeline McCann. Apparently, the Polish police have ruled her out. But you know what? Let me just quickly talk about it. So there's this girl, Julia, who basically thinks that she was Madeline McCann because, her teacher claimed that she wasn't in school for like the entire time. Apparently she claimed there's no pictures of her mum when she was pregnant.
Shit.
Apparently she doesn't remember much of her childhood, but she remembers being abused, and she remembers being abused by one of the people who was like one of the lead suspects in the Madeline McCann case.
No.
Yeah. And she has the same fleck in her eye, similar face shape.
Fuck.
The only thing that could be potentially wrong is that she is, I think she's 21 and Madeline would have been 19
Oh.
now. But
Okay.
she said that there's a possibility that like her age could have been lied about or something.
Her age has been
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
So
But then she might not know her own birthday, so maybe she is like.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So apparently she like broke her silence and then like basically what the fuck is that? Fox is fucking or something.
I think that is Fox's shagging.
Yeah. Yeah. So she basically like claimed all of this, came out on social media. Madeline McCann's parents have agreed to do DNA tests, but like her family have come
Really?
out and been like, she is just BSing. She is just
Doing it for the
doing
fame.
it for the fame, doing it for the attention. She's got problems. They've tried to
Really?
help her. I don't know what to believe, man. The DNA test will say it all.
I'd love to get to the bottom of the Madeline McCann.
Oh.
I hope in our lifetime we get to the bottom of it, because this has been an investigation that's been going our whole lifetimes.
It's like one of the most famous child abduction
Yeah,
cases.
I would love to. I mean, the reality of it is that she's like, it's really sad, but she's probably just dead. But,
No, yeah.
But like, I would love to just know exactly what happened. Like someone out there knows, you know.
I've always believed that in our lifetime we will find out.
But surely the further we get on, the less we're gonna like. Do you think we're gonna find out in our lifetime where Madeline McCann is?
Yeah. That she might be dead. I just feel like we'll find out at some point.
Imagine if like she's alive.
Because don't you think the person who pulled it off and got away with it for all of that time at some point would kind of want to show off about it? So even on like deathbed, would like admit it.
Yo, guess what I did? I'm the Madeline. Yeah, imagine.
Because okay, I'll give you an example.
Go on.
Do you know the story of DB Cooper?
DB Cooper, what's that?
DB Cooper.
Who's that?
Bro, this is nuts. Okay,
go on.
Actually, so DB Cooper is basically this guy, and I'm actually just going to get the exact details up. I'm not going to read the whole story, but I just want to know exactly what year it was. DB Cooper is one of the most famous flight hijackers in the world.
A flight hijacker?
He hijacked a flight. Right? Do you know about this?
I fucking have heard in the 60s or something.
Yes,
I have heard about this guy. Yeah,
1971, he was aboard a Boeing 727.
Yeah.
Got on a plane, and I think like he must have said something like his name was Dan Cooper, but on the flight ticket it said DB Cooper. He got on a plane, and he basically handed a note to one of the air stewardesses and opened his briefcase. And it looked like a bomb. And he basically handed her a note to be like, I'm going to need, I think it was like $100,000 or something. He's going to need X amount, he needs, $100,000 or something, a certain amount of money. Right. Or he's going to basically blow up the plane. He said he's got a bomb on the plane. And he was like super fucking, just like straight faced about it, yeah? So basically they devised a plan where they were going to ground the plane. He was going to stay on the aircraft with the bomb. They were going to then give him the cash on the plane, and he requested the cash on the plane and like 2 parachutes. No, parachutes. And then ordered for the plane to be like taken off again once it landed.
And he's on the plane.
He's on the plane. So he basically got the plane grounded, cash handed to him, everyone else removed from the plane.
They gave him the cash.
They gave him the cash.
Okay.
They gave him parachutes and then took off the plane. Right, they took off the plane with him on the plane. DB Cooper, they gave him 4 parachutes. He then took 2 of them. One of the parachutes, which they intended to give him, was a fake parachute. It was just a sealed bag, basically.
No.
This guy is so fucking smart. He knew they were going to pull that. He
really?
Took 2 parachutes. Right? Now, on this plane, he basically jumped out of the plane with his cash and with 2 parachutes. They were military parachutes. So they weren't able to be like steered or controlled.
Okay.
And one of the parachutes he took was a fake one. Jumped out the plane, never found. No body was found. I think some of the cash was found.
Really? That's so interesting.
He asked for $200,000 in $20 bills.
And he's just vanished off the face. No way.
Yeah.
Mate, why is there not a film made about this guy? That's sick.
Interestingly enough, Prison Break actually had a little reference about it.
Oh, really?
Have you seen Prison Break?
I've heard a lot about it, but I've not seen it.
Oh my gosh, bro. Prison Break, 6 series. Prison Break actually had a little thing about him.
Really?
And he was actually played quite an integral part in season 1 and 2.
Really?
Yeah.
He was a character, like, does he?
He was a character.
No way,
He
that's
was a
so
character.
cool.
And one of the most notorious things about DB Cooper is basically that people think he survived, and I think it's quite likely that he survived.
And they think he's walking around.
No. So this was in the 70s.
Okay.
He actually. So no one obviously knows who he is. He had all this cash, which back then
$400,000,
$200,000, hell of a lot of money, right? Hell of a lot of money. So I don't know what happened, but I think there's been 3 people who have claimed to be DB Cooper.
Really?
But there was only one super realistic one, where a guy was on deathbed. Apparently, I think he moved to Mexico, met his wife on deathbed. When he met his wife, by the way, he had a limp.
Okay.
A limp. And he had money. Just about him.
Yeah.
And on his deathbed, he said to his wife, I'm DB Cooper.
No way.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to say that to your wife in your dying moments,
yeah.
that probably is.
I believe
Shit.
that was him. However, it's a mystery. The FBI have basically claimed that he would not have been able to survive that because also the weather was like super bad. But
really,
surely they would have found some kind of a body or something.
Yeah, must have done.
Yeah,
that's so interesting.
Very, very interesting.
DB Cooper. I'm gonna look.
Cooper.
I'm definitely gonna research that after this. That's interesting.
Yeah. Very, very interesting. But yeah, I don't know. Oh, the Madeline McCann thing. Yeah. Anyway, cool, bro. Let's. I think that's the news of the week covered.
News of the week done.
Cool.
So our next segment, as always, we've got our debate of the week.
Oh my god, this one's a doozy.
This one's a big one. Everyone remembers Shamima Begum.
Shamima?
Is that how you pronounce it?
Shamima, I think.
Shamima Begum. She was one of 3 East London schoolgirls who travelled to Syria in 2015 to join the Islamic State group.
So she's 23 now?
She's 23 now, and she was 15 years old when she joined the terrorist organisation. So she was born in the UK, so she's British. She's of a Bangladeshi heritage.
Okay.
And back in 2019, her citizenship was completely revoked. So now, Shamima Begum, now 23, she's appealed this decision to revoke her citizenship, and it has been rejected. And the internet is divided. Right? So some people are saying, well, she chose to join a terrorist organisation when they're at the height of their power. She doesn't deserve to be a British citizen. And other people are saying, well, actually, she was 15 at the time of being brainwashed by the Islamic State. So she should have British citizenship, and she should be allowed to come over here. And it's also worth noting that she has lost 3 children out in Syria. So yeah, it's obviously taken a bit of a toll on her, and in all the interviews we've seen, like, she definitely does seem remorseful, and she really wants to get back to British soil. Sarav, what is your opinion?
Yeah, me. I've got my opinion, and then we've got for the purpose of the.
Go on.
I do think that she should be able to come back to the country. I do, if I'm honest. I absolutely do think that. It seems obvious to me. She was born here. Yeah. She made obviously a grave mistake. She was young. She's 15.
We all do stupid shit at 15.
And I really do believe that at the age of 15, it wouldn't have been a snap decision. There would have been brainwashing and stuff. I believe that people are impressionable, and that she, basically that she was impressionable, got persuaded. I mean, look, grooming's the thing. That's essentially what happened to her.
She was groomed.
So, if she was groomed, and this is actually a point to make, right? If Shamima Begum was groomed and then loads of awful things basically happened to her, such as assaulted, etc., etc., everyone would feel so bad for her, yeah? But the same tactics were used, but she joined ISIS. Now, what I'm trying to say is that you've kind of got to, maybe this is a really stupid point, you've kind of almost got to accept the fact that she was groomed and she was manipulated to get there and persuaded. However, did she get there, think, oh, this isn't as good as I thought it would be, and then left? So is she genuinely remorseful, or is she remorseful because she saw it, did it, was like, not for me, this isn't like what I was sold, and then left? Is that still grooming? I don't know.
But then I think that probably is the same. That is the same as grooming, because that's how they do it. That's how they brainwash people. That's how they sort of get them to. They promise them things and they sort of lie and deceit, and that's probably why she went over there.
Yeah.
I think the way I feel about it is ultimately her going all the way to Syria when she was 15 years old. That is a failure of the UK system. Like, that's the failure of our government. If she has been driven to the point where she's going to go join ISIS, she's our problem. She's still a British citizen. She was born here.
Yeah.
She made a very, like, I'm not defending Shamima Begum like she's like a stupid person. But at the end of the day, she was 15, right? She should be allowed to come back and she should be prosecuted.
Okay, fine, yeah.
She should be prosecuted for, obviously they'll take into account her being 15 at the time, but they should properly prosecute her. And she should face the consequences in this country, not elsewhere.
No, I agree.
I think it's wrong. Like, since when did we start, like, banishing people? Do you know what I mean? That's like medieval shit. Like, it doesn't quite sit right with me. And you know what? If she was a fully consenting adult and she was 23 years old and did this, I think there's an argument to be made that she shouldn't be allowed back in the country. But she was 15.
No, I agree. I think if you consider the legality of, like, the situation, if someone, like, hasn't changed their citizenship and then committed a crime, they would be like, actually, interestingly, I swear when people commit crimes abroad, the embassy steps in to get them back to home turf, and then they serve a sentence in the UK, or for example.
But clearly they've made an exception here.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, because she hasn't actually changed her citizenship, so I agree, she should definitely be sentenced, but maybe come back here. But
100%.
I don't know. I think, like, there's an interesting point that someone made earlier today when we spoke about this with them, and that's that, like, there's definitely an element of the fact that she's, like, people are saying, oh, like, she should be able to come back or whatever, because there's definitely an element of, like, pretty privilege. There's no denying Shamima Begum's got it. No. I've got a serious point to make.
Yeah,
there's no denying that.
So
she's looking alright. Like.
So you think that because she's glowed up, you think that people are being a bit...
100%!
100%! Really?
100%!
No.
I know for a fact there's some guys who are our age, who are like sat behind their computer screens and seeing her and they're just like, oh, Rob, bring her back, innit? Do you know?
So
Shamima, more like want a piper. Not me. Just to clarify, not me. I'm just saying, I know for a fact there's some people out there who are thinking that. But listen.
I think I saw a TikTok comment which has been like, Shamima's in her bad gal Insta vibe, and I love it.
Nah, but no, listen. If there was a guy who was in a similar situation, a 14-year-old boy, a 14-year-old Asian boy who went over, same thing happened, said, oh, I want to come back to the UK, and like had a beard, and like maybe was like a bit butters, whatever, rude, but you get what I'm trying to say. I think people's opinions might be a bit different.
I think public opinion probably would be slightly different. I think it is the same situation. Like,
it is the same situation, yeah.
But like, I think I'd probably you might be right to be fair. I feel like
there's an element of pretty privilege. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So you think if she hadn't had her glow up, she'd?
I think more people would be like, keep her out.
Yeah. I don't know. I just she has expressed remorse. The other thing I was thinking about, right? Why would you want to come back? I get she's a British citizen. She identified with being a British person for the first 15 years of her life. What I'm confused about is why would you want to come back to the UK if you know all of the onslaught of horrible abuse which you will inevitably get for coming back Do you know what I mean?
Where is she at the moment? Is she in Syria?
Is she still in Syria? 1 sec.
Yeah. Bro, she probably hasn't seen her family.
She's still in Syria.
Yeah.
She's in northern Syria at the moment.
Yeah, she wouldn't have seen her family.
Yeah. But, like, you have to admit her life will be fucking miserable when she comes back to the UK. And it's crazy that she, like, if anything, that shows how remorseful she actually is. That she's like, I want to come back to the UK, even though, like, I guess maybe being in Syria is just way worse.
She's essentially a prisoner in Syria. She can't go anywhere. She can't see anyone. Bro, she's got no options. In the UK, she could come back, serve her sentence, and, you know, in theory, get out one day and then live her life. And I think something that would be really, I can't lie, she's got a story to tell that I 100% want to hear.
100%.
I know that she's done some bad things, but she has seen the inside of what happened.
And there's not many people we can speak to who have had that inside track.
No way at all. And she'll be able to say it as kind of in an well, I guess it would be somewhat biased, but she went in kind of hoping to obviously be a part of this organisation.
That'd be fascinating to like get her in a room and speak to her and understand what was going through your mind when you made that decision. Because that's a big decision to make at the age of 15.
This is what I'm saying, man. It'd be really interesting to leave home by yourself without your parents and just go. I believe to like get in is like you have to fly to Turkey and you have to get to the east, to the border.
East of Turkey.
And you have to be smuggled in.
Really?
In like a van, and apparently, because I've read a bit on it, and it's like apparently like you don't know when you're gonna go. You just get told one day like,
really?
Now you're going, go, and you get smuggled over the border, and like then you have to go into like the occupied land. It's all a bit mad, but yeah, man, she's definitely got a story to tell. Should get her on the pod. No, but
special guest.
It'd be fascinating, and I think it'd also be fascinating to know what actually goes down.
I would love to just hear about what,
like, say something so different.
Like, what's the day to day of an ISIS soldier? Like, what do they do?
I don't know, man.
They've been pretty quiet these days, haven't they? They've got they fell off. Do you know what I mean? They kind of did fall off.
Yeah. Have they shrunk?
I think they did. I think I can't remember when it was, but yeah, I think they like got pushed back quite a lot.
Yeah. I don't know, man. And there's been other shit going on at the moment, I guess, that we haven't heard so much about. But yeah. So yeah, I don't know. As I said, I agree that she should be coming back, and be trialled here. But I definitely think that a lot of people should think about, like, do they actually want her back? Or is it like a bit of pretty privilege? But I agree. I think morally she should come back. Because
she, at the end of the day, she is the UK's problem and we need to deal with her. You can't just leave her out. I think...
At what point did she commit her crimes, though? It was in Turkey when she smuggled and joined. So... I don't know I don't know the legal process for trying people who have broken the law.
Yeah. So apparently the Home Office said that like a spokesperson said if you knew what we knew, like you would change your opinion because apparently that she is a threat to security. But I just think how the fuck can a 15-year-old who went to Syria be a threat? And like what are they implying that she's like going to be like a spy or something or going to commit terrorist act here?
Maybe that she would be a spy. But
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
The amount of monitoring of her activity if she came back would be insane. So yeah, I think it's wrong. I think it's wrong that they've not brought her back. She needs to face consequences in the UK. She's a UK citizen. Yeah.
No, I agree. But I don't. She does have a child apparently.
I know she's lost 3 of them. Is what I read.
Oh no, yeah, she lost.
But she got another one.
No. Yeah, no, I don't know, man. I think it's a difficult one. Obviously, maybe she could be a threat, but based on the fact that, like, for example, she's not wearing a hijab or covering like up and stuff.
Yeah,
I feel like surely that's an indication that she's not a spy.
That's true. That she's
Because I think like those who run ISIS pretty religious, where they wouldn't allow.
You'd be expected if she was still in ISIS, she'd be expected to wear her hijab.
Yeah, even as a spy, I don't think they allow that to be permissible.
But how could she spy? She's not they're not gonna let her in government, are they? Like, what's she like?
What's she gonna do?
Yeah, like this is the worst spy ever.
Yeah. Like she went to like. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I feel like it's mad. But yeah,
it's a very complex issue. But yeah. I think we're both in agreement there that she should definitely be returned back to the UK.
100%. Yeah. Let's move on. No, I was gonna say that this time. Anyway. Yeah, cool. So, onto a more light-hearted one, and definitely not a debate. Bro, should we talk about something that's like popping off in the UK at the moment?
Go
on. Arguably the most entertaining series of The Apprentice. Should we talk about it?
I'm loving it.
Yeah, you're loving it.
Loving The Apprentice.
Right, I've got some opinions.
Go on.
Okay, in terms of candidates, I think this is the most questionable season for the candidates.
Okay, when you say questionable, do you mean in terms of like their skills and expertise and experience, or do you mean in terms of like?
Okay, so previously, if my understanding is correct, right?
Go on.
Apprentice candidates all used to mildly have a business already. It wasn't necessarily.
Yeah.
And it wasn't necessarily like. No, yeah, I think they all used to have a business happening, right? But according to all of the stuff that's read, these are all people who are looking for an investment in their business that they're hoping to start, one that hasn't already started. That's one thing I've noticed. Secondly, I feel like the demographic of candidates has just massively gone down in age. I remember back in the day when I used to watch...
Did it used to be older people?
100%.
Really?
Of course. I remember when I was younger and I used to watch The Apprentice, there was like a wider variety of people. Because I remember when they used to do tasks about like school kids, stuff like that. So for example, you have to design, in this series they had like a child's lunchbox, but in previous series they used to have stuff where you have to design like an advert for like kids or something, for some kind of product or the other. And I remember there used to be candidates who used to be like, yeah, I'm the perfect person for this, I've got kids this age,
really?
blah, 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 blah. And this year I feel like everyone's like super young.
They're all early 20s, they all late 20s, I think.
Yeah. It's massively dramatised the show. However, it's a sick season.
I'm loving it.
Fucking jokes. It's super entertaining.
Yeah.
Super entertaining.
I don't usually watch The Apprentice, but I've watched this season.
I wonder why.
Well, yeah.
Well,
you explain.
Okay. So, myself and Rory actually happen to know one of the candidates on The Apprentice, Avi Sharma.
Big up Avi.
Big up Avi. We love him. You're killing it. And just a bit of background. So we went to university with Avi. I actually lived with him in third year. And yeah, we're still good mates. And big up Avi. I actually checked with him to make sure I could speak about him in this episode because I just wanted to make sure that he was cool with it. But yeah, Avi's killing it. Along with like a few other people in The Apprentice, I do definitely think there's some strong candidates this year. There's a few that are not so good, I have to say, but I think there's a few that are pretty good and doing well. But bro, this year The Apprentice has been fucking joked. Avi, you've been fucking joked. Avi
for me is the stat. Like, I'm not saying this because he's my mate.
Yeah.
Genuinely, he has been. The amount of memeable quality there is from Avi I love it. It's brilliant. The classic bit is when they always go into The Apprentice house here. We've got to wake up, we've got 20 minutes to get ready.
Yeah.
They just come in, open the door and switch on the lights and Avi's there fully clothed just like this. Mate, that bit honestly I think he's carrying this whole show.
100%.
He 100% is. It's so funny.
What? It's all about the faces. It's all about the faces. They've capitalised on like focusing on the faces he pulls.
Yeah, mate.
Honestly, but big up Avi. He's won 2 tasks as PM.
He has. He's going for the hat trick, isn't he?
Exactly. He's made, and like, here's to him putting more faces and catching no cases from all the sugar. Yeah. I actually just wanted to share a story about Avi because, like, obviously everyone's talking about him at the moment. He's doing these music videos and stuff as well, which is just hilarious.
The music video, I love them. You know that I like. Usually I'd like skip an episode, but I'm like, oh no, I want to watch it so I can watch Avi's
Exactly.
rap.
Yeah,
They're getting better. The latest one, best one yet.
Do you think?
Oh, hands down. I love it.
I thought the first one was so fucking strong.
Yeah.
Which one was that again? Was it 18 of us looking all mean or something?
It's not been in my rotation, but I did it.
No. But I just wanted to tell a story about Avi actually, because obviously he's got all these videos and people are probably thinking like, who is this guy? But I wanted to explain that this is who Avi Sharma is and has been. Like, so yeah, Avi Sharma is this guy to make music videos. It did not surprise me in the slightest, because he's just like this. He's an extravagant guy, and he likes doing like orchestrating like these big events and big things. And I'll give you an example. Rory and I both had the pleasure of attending his 21st birthday party.
Oh, yeah.
Avi's 21st birthday party, and the only way I can describe it is it was like a wedding, but Avi was marrying Avi. It was honestly like
that is actually such a good
it
way.
was so fun. He invited so many people. There was so much food. The drinks were flowing. The music was popping.
It was a great night.
There was performances, speeches. I did a poem along with some other people about him, which was jokes. Not to big myself up. But what was really funny is that Avi did a dance at his own 21st birthday.
Oh my god, I remember that. Yeah,
nuts. He came out in a gold jacket with two forcing dancers, and he did a dance with both of them. So and what's jokes is that I remember in the lead up to his birthday at like Yard when we were living with him, that he would be like, we'd be like, Avi, where were you? Like, what were you doing today? He's like, oh, don't worry, just doing some stuff for my birthday. And he comes out in this gold jacket and he does a dance his own birthday with these two girls, and it is so fucking funny and it was so good. But yeah, Avi is just like this. He is an extravagant guy. He's a big personality, and yeah, just I'm glad you're taking that energy forward with you.
What I love about Avi is that he's a man with just the most inspiring amount of confidence.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like, I love it. Like, he's always been like that. It's not like it's just he's like this for the Apprentice. He is just has such an amazing amount of confidence. I love it.
No, absolutely,
it's great.
But now the Apprentice's season has been really, really just super entertaining. At first, I did just think, the caliber of the candidates is different, but now I just recognize it is actually way more interesting, because I remember I stopped watching The Apprentice, and the reason why is because I found it boring.
Really?
But this has been entertaining. This has been an entertaining TV series. So big up to the producers as well for sorting this shit out, because it's a good season.
Obviously, you've been watching The Apprentice for a while. Have they upped the budget? Because I watched it years and years ago, but I don't remember them going to Dubai and stuff.
Nah, they didn't go to so many places.
Because they're every other episode they're going abroad somewhere. Yeah. I don't remember them doing that in old seasons.
I remember in early seasons they'd maybe go away once or twice or something. But no, once maybe abroad. Okay. But this time, it seems like
it's every other episode.
Yeah.
That's great for the contestants.
Oh,
free holiday.
Imagine you get to travel around and stuff. It's cool.
Yeah.
But cool, man. Anyway, let's move on to the.
Let's move on. Yeah.
Let's move on.
Also, actually, just sorry, very quickly on The Apprentice. What I love most about The Apprentice, very quickly, is when one of the team wins and Lord Sugar says, right, I'm sending you off to this theatre thing to go do this, right, and then you see them and they're all having this loads of fun. And then it cuts to the losing team, and they're always in the same fucking cafe called the Bridge Cafe, and they're all sitting there, and it plays the sad piano music, and they're all drinking these miserable cups of tea. So I looked this up, right, because I thought, oh, this cafe's must be a studio. It's a real cafe.
No way.
It's a real cafe.
I was gonna say it must be a studio.
No, it's not. It's because I was thinking God, imagine if that was your cafe, and The Apprentice have purposely chosen it as the loser cafe to be as miserable as possible. So it's called the Bridge Cafe, and it's in West Acton. And looked it up, 4.5 out of 5 stars on TripAdvisor.
No way.
So yeah, pretty bad.
Maybe we should head down.
Yeah. But yeah, I need to ask Avi what the Bridge Cafe is like.
Yeah, of course.
Right. Next topic.
Yeah.
So I went to watch Ant-Man. Quantumania. I know you're not a massive Marvel fan.
I'm not a massive Marvel fan.
But I did want to just get something off my chest.
Get it off.
So I went to watch this film, and this obviously the Marvel franchise has been going on since 2008 with the first Iron Man. So it's been going on like way over 10 years now. And watched this film, and I've noticed that Marvel now has sort of shifted from quantity over quality. So they have been, the last 2 years, they have pumped out 18 different projects across film and TV. 18 in 2 years, whereas before it used to be like 2 a year. So now it's got to the point where they've sort of slightly been dipping in quality. And I was watching Ant-Man, and I've honestly never been so unimpressed with a film in my life. It was just like watching it. They spend the whole film in the quantum realm, right? Which is supposed to be this really weird and wacky world, and it's all CGI. And I did not believe it was real for 1 second. Like off the back of like Avatar 2, like it felt so fake, and it literally looked like a bunch of actors running around behind a volume stage or a green screen, and it was just awful. And like by the end, like there was so many like forced jokes in it, and like none of them landed. The action was unforgettable, and you're just watching it like, oh my god, like this is just, like the Marvel films used to be really, really exciting. They were like an event, and there was a stretch of time for about 5 years where Marvel didn't have any misses. They were always at least very good films, right? And now like they're all just like, you watch them and I just feel quite empty afterwards. And if you don't know, like Marvel always do like a post-credit teaser at the end, sort of teasing the future installments and stuff. And they do this every time to kind of build up excitement and anticipation for like the future of the franchise. And you watch it, and it teases up, oh, this is what's going to happen in the next film. But like, I've just sat through 2 hours of absolute shit, right? And I've like the last 3 films before that have also been shit. And I think I'm almost checked out, you know.
No way.
I think I'm checked out. And I've been watching this since 2008. Went to watch Iron Man, the first Iron Man, with my dad. And now I'm just at the point now where I'm like, I don't know what I can do anymore. I'm going to give it one more try. If Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is good, which I'm excited for because James Gunn's obviously directing. If that sucks, I'm out. I'm checked out because it feels meandering. It's low effort, and there's just too many projects now that I'm sick of Marvel.
But I'll be counter to you, mate. Go on. You were a lot younger when you used to watch Marvel films, no?
Okay, carry on your point. Yeah.
Like what? You were when you first saw Iron Man, so 2008. So you were what?
I was not.
You were like 31.
I was 9.
Yeah, you were 9, right? I'm not going to link your age because it's Friday.
I'm in my 20s. but I'm mid-20s.
Oh god!
I know what you mean, right? Yeah. So it's like, because I was thinking, I was in the film last night. I was thinking, maybe I'm just too old for this now.
Yeah.
And a lot of my mates have also checked out, so maybe I'm just a sad loser still watching these films. But Avengers Endgame, which is one of the most highest grossing films of all time, came out 2 or 3 years ago, and that was incredible. And like, I think it definitely is a quality thing. Like they've been making less money. The ratings on Rotten Tomatoes have declined. Like the quality's getting lower.
You're such a Rotten Tomatoes user.
Mate, the tomatoes never lie.
I'm an IMDb.
No, mate, any loser can just go on IMDb and say, "Oh, I wrote this 10 out of 10." You know.
Yeah, fine.
Like Rotten Tomatoes is the critics. You know.
Oh, great. Yeah, fine.
But yeah, so Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, don't watch it. It's a shit film, and I think the Marvel Universe is declining, and I think it's gonna end soon.
I don't think it'll end.
I think it will. I think not for another I didn't give it 6 years, and I think when they've got, because they've had so many wins, but I think when you get like eight losses in a row, and they start losing money, I think that's when they'll pull the plug. Because at the moment they're making money, and that's why they're still pumping them out. But yeah.
Okay, fine. I don't know. I think if that were to happen, there'd be a resurgence.
What do you mean a resurgence?
There would definitely be a resurgence of like, for example, if you look at like DC.
Oh yeah, DC will come back.
Well, DC like has, if you think about like the types of films that have been made and stuff, they've just completely rewritten it. Joker.
That's true.
That was a DC film, and then the new Batman as well.
But you know what so the guy I mentioned, James Gunn, who directed Guardians of the Galaxy, so he's been recruited to be like the big boss of DC.
Wow.
So he's jumped ship, and now he's basically announced these big plans to do an MCU style DC.
Sick.
New Superman, new Batman, all these films he's announced. So they're going like big on the whole shared universe thing, because obviously it clearly makes loads of money. So maybe they'll be really good, and maybe that'll be interesting, and maybe Marvel might up its game. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, I don't know. I just never really got into like the whole like superhero.
Did you watch any like the Marvel films?
I watched the OG ones before the Marvel universe. You know what I mean?
Okay,
so, like,
yeah.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I loved the original Spider-Man.
The Spider-Man was great. Well, he's actually comes back in.
No, I know. He comes back in. Which one is it?
Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Oh, and then what's the other one? Into the Spider-Verse multiverse.
The animated one. Fucking love that film.
It's genuinely.
That's the best Spider-Man film. Hands down.
That was like cringe as it is. Goosebumps during that film.
So good.
Like, it was so. The soundtrack was incredible for the film.
Oh, the soundtrack. Also, the art style.
Yeah.
Like that was an animated film which no one had ever seen anything like it before.
Yeah,
because like for a time all animated films just kept being like the whole classic Pixar look, but this was like it looked like a comic book. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was incredible. That was incredible. But then I really enjoyed the original Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire. Yeah. I also quite liked the Andrew Garfield one, but I didn't think it was as good.
Yeah, no, not as good.
Yeah, because like one thing I started to dislike about the Marvel films is that well, firstly, I didn't see Iron Man until I was a bit older, actually. Until I was like 19. So I missed the boat when I was like 10. But one thing I didn't like when I watched like the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man was I didn't like that technology played a part in their superpowers. I didn't like that they lost a lot of I felt like they lost a lot of their natural ability.
What is in like his web shooters and stuff?
Yeah, natural supernatural. I liked the fact that they were had supernatural abilities.
I know what you mean, especially in the Marvel films. There's the one after Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland. He's basically just wearing an Iron Man suit.
He's basically he's a normal person who's just super athletic.
Yeah, I feel like they're getting back to the original. At the end of the third one, it ends with him losing all of that, and you see him sewing his own machine. So hopefully it's sort of getting back to that, the Tobey Maguire sort of style. But yeah, I feel like they're way too. I completely agree that they're way too reliant on technology.
Yeah, because that's not exciting. That's basically saying you've got just super clever people who can
make a suit for you. Yeah,
that doesn't make them superheroes. The whole aspect that makes them heroes. Full stop.
Yeah.
Heroes that are super. That superheroes are supposed to be supernatural.
They're not supposed to be just geeks who can make good technology.
The reason I can get on board with Tony Stark as Iron Man is because he's kind of supernatural in his intelligence and business acumen.
Yeah.
Right? Do you see what I mean there? So that he was a cut above everyone else. Yeah. And not quite supernatural, but almost supernatural. Cool. I can get on board with that. Captain America can get on board with that. Yeah. He was if you saw started as a skinny guy who was just super moral,
and then it's super serum and
machine, and then he just gets made into this fucking
jacked
fucking guy, who is super strong as well, and all of this stuff. Thor comes from a different universe, cool, but
now there's just too much going on.
Yeah, I just feel that's not.
You mentioned the Iron Man thing, that was really cool because it was one genius who can make all this stuff and it was really believable. The problem they've got now in the Marvel films is that everyone can do it. So in this film, the Ant-Man 3, the daughter of Ant-Man is just makes this portal that goes into the quantum realm just in her basement. And then in Wakanda Forever, you've got a university student who they find and is basically just making her own Iron Man costume. And it's her own Iron Man suit. And it's just
so everyone's got an equal fit.
Basically, everyone's got the same kind of technology. And it's just everyone's an Iron Man, basically. And it's not whereas before, what made Iron Man special is because he's so intelligent that only he can make that. But now everyone can do it. It's just the Marvel films aren't as special anymore.
Dead. But yeah, man. Cool. On the same note of talking about stuff you're recommending, the one thing I very quickly wanted to talk about was You season 4.
Nice.
So, have you seen You?
I've not seen You, but I've heard a lot about. I know they've done a new season recently. Yeah.
Very, very quickly.
Go on.
You. The premise of it is quite simply, it's about a romantic serial killer It's about a guy who is super romantic, like he's super in love with like these people who he's like he becomes like super obsessed with like women, yeah, and they become like the loves of his life, and he becomes super obsessed, and he thinks they're the one for him.
Okay.
And he basically in his head just wants the best for them, does everything to try and protect them.
Right.
But that involves like killing people.
Okay, so he kills people around the women.
Yeah, like he's just so obsessed with them that he's like, this person's gonna hurt you. I'm the only one who can save you, and therefore I need to like deal with this person or this obstacle, whatever.
Right.
And like, yeah, basically that. But his obsession, is usually a woman. Season 4, I love it for 2 reasons. So firstly, it's actually not as good as like season 1 or season 2. I have to say, like
Is it running out of steam a bit?
No, because they've researched it by doing something very interesting.
Okay.
It's not as good because it's just not written as well, and it's also like like who he is. He's a murderer basically. Yeah.
In the first season, did you not know he was like who he was? Or
nah, not really. You kind of find it out after like the first couple of episodes.
Okay, right.
But, yeah. But one thing I really like about it, number 1, it's set in London. Yeah. Number 2, I think there's a really cool connection between like what happened to him and how he got to where he is from season 3 to season 4, right? And the final thing that I think is great and really cool and a great place to finish the series, and putting emphasis on that, don't try and do any more shit. His obsession of you isn't a woman this time.
No.
I'm not saying he's gay.
He's gay.
No, he's not.
Oh,
he's not. It's not that he's. It's not that he's into. It's not that it's into like. It's not that he's changed his sexuality. His obsession becomes someone who he's not in love with. His obsession becomes someone else, and it's very, very interesting to see this person's mind switch from someone who he's traditionally loved and done like anything for, to like how someone else has now come into the picture who he's now obsessed with. And it's just interesting seeing a different light of like how this guy reacts to it. Because typically his usual thing would be like, I need to kill, I need to keep this person out, blah, blah, blah. But now it's completely different.
Is there less killing in season 4?
It's a different side to him. One thing I really like about this season, Penn Badgley, the guy who plays the main actor, Joe, he had basically said to the director that he did not want to, he's very big into like fidelity, he's married, he didn't want to do as many like intimate scenes with women anymore.
Oh really? Okay.
In the past had been like lots of sex scenes, lots of kissing, lots of touching. He'd expressed to the director and writer, I think one of them, he didn't want to basically do as much of that anymore, but obviously that's an integral part of his character. Yeah. So he basically said, I don't want to do as much. The director/writer said, how much do you want to do? He basically said, ideally none. Right?
Really?
But he knew he had to. He knew it's a part of the character.
Yeah,
and if
that was
what happened. It would. They've significantly reduced it, and it's not as sexy. I only noticed it because I saw that interview. There's still loads of sex scenes, but he doesn't. I haven't seen him kiss.
Really?
An actress.
So you think they've got a body double in?
No. There's just been no kissing. It's just been like holding someone like
really. That's
holding
really interesting.
Them, emulating sex, but just no kissing. So it's like really interesting, and I really, really like that there is a place for people being open and honest about how they're feeling in Hollywood.
I think, and also I think especially when you're 4 seasons into a show, I think when you've got a lead actor, what's his name again?
Penn Badgley.
When you've got a lead actor like Penn Badgley, like his requests for like stuff that happens in the script, actually they hold a lot of weight. And the same thing happened with Emilia Clarke in Game of Thrones. So she had a lot of nude. If you notice, she had a lot of nude scenes in the early scenes of the Game of Thrones, and as it went on, and she actually started starring in a lot more Hollywood films, she requested to the screenwriters, I don't want to do any more shots, and if you do a naked scene in me, it's got to be a body double. So I guess happens a lot in Hollywood.
But I rate it though.
Yeah,
I think that's really, really great. Because that's something I always wondered, like as a actor or actress, like if you're married and stuff, people say, oh, it's acting, blah, blah, blah. But I think I would still if I were in that position, I think I'd have a problem with it.
dude, imagine going to the premiere of like you and your Penn Badgley's wife, and you watch them two having it, like him and another actress have an intimate scene. That'd be awful. I can actually think of nothing worse.
I mean, they still kind of do have intimate scenes.
Really?
But it's just there's no kissing.
Yeah.
So they're still like,
Yeah, no, I agree. I know it's
that'd be so
acting and
tough to
stuff,
watch.
but like,
I would hate that. I would hate to put my future partner and my future wife in that position as well.
Yeah.
I think that'd be horrible. But yeah, I don't know. So I rate it. But yeah, big up You Season 4. I do think I watch it. It's such a binge-worthy show. It's probably not the best.
Is it worth me watching from the beginning?
Yeah,
do you reckon?
Defo. It's like so binge-worthy. They're incredible at leaving cliffhangers, which aren't like, it's like cool cliffhangers.
Okay, you have to watch the next
more
one.
like you're so intrigued
Okay.
rather than, oh my god, what happened? I need to watch the next one. It's like,
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, everyone's talking about it at work and stuff. And they've split the fourth season into 2, apparently.
Yeah, they have. So
Yeah.
only the first 5 episodes are out now. The next 5 are out in March. I watched them all in 2 days.
Binged it.
Yeah, I
Love
binged
it.
it. Same when season 3 came out, binged it. It's just such a binge worthy.
Love that. I do love a good binge.
Oh, I love it, man.
I'm not usually a big binger, but when one comes out, you know what? I'm having one of those days. Yeah,
I feel you.
Love that.
Cool, man. I think that's all we've got to talk about today.
Nice.
So, on that note, guys, thank you very much for watching. We've been Logging Live. This has been episode 6. If you did like us, please do leave us a rating on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever you're listening. We're available everywhere. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Drop us a comment if you want us to try a new beer. Send us a message on Instagram. Rory, where can they find us?
LTL Llama Tango Llama. So yeah, guys, if you want short clips of us, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram, follow us there. And please, like this video. Really helps the channel. Please subscribe. But we'll see you next time on Larger Than Life.
Thanks very much, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.